Hello everyone, it's Rachel from Desert Blossom Crafts. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited to share a tutorial on how to crochet the harvest stitch. This is a stitch that's been on my blog for quite a while. It's been extremely popular, but unfortunately when I first designed it and published it, I had no idea how to make good video tutorials, so you may or may not have seen my other tutorial on this that's just a bunch of pictures and it's not super clear. So today I want to go back and just totally redo this and show you exactly how to make the harvest stitch step by step. It's really not that hard to make. We'll be using some puff stitches and some double crochet. So let's get right into it. So to get started, I'm just using some worsted weight yarn and an H or 5mm crochet hook, and I've gone ahead and made my foundation row already. I am using foundation single crochet to start out this stitch. If you're unfamiliar with this technique, I do have a video. You can check it out in the cards. The multiple for this stitch while using foundation single crochet is 7 plus 2. So you can do any starting number of stitches as long as it's a multiple of 7 plus 2 stitches on the end. Or if you don't really like foundation single crochet, you can also do a long chain and then work a row of single crochet. In that case, your chain would need to be a multiple of 7 plus 3 because you have to skip one chain at the beginning to make that single crochet row across. But once you have this first single crochet row done, whether it's regular single crochet or foundation single crochet, it should be a multiple of 7 plus 2. So I hope that makes sense. Once you've got that done, you're ready to start the first row of the harvest stitch. So go ahead and start by chaining 3. This chain 3 will always count as a double crochet, and turn. We're going to start by doing a double crochet in the next stitch here. So we're skipping the first one because that counts for the chain 3, and we're going right here. And this is like our 2 little edge stitches, and now we're going to make our first puff stitch. So I'm going to skip the next 2 foundation single crochet and make a puff stitch into this stitch right here. Now to make this puff stitch, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and we're just going to pull up that loop a little bit higher than normal, yarn over, insert, pull up another loop. Now we should have 5 loops on our hook, and we're going to repeat that one more time. Yarn over, insert, pull up a loop to the same height. Now we have 7 loops. We're going to yarn over, pull through 6 of those loops, yarn over, and pull through 2. So that's kind of my quick explanation of the puff stitch. If you would like more info on that, I do have another video you can check out. I'll put that in the cards as well. For now, we're just going to keep going a little bit faster through these puff stitches so I can show you how to make the harvest stitch total. So next I'm going to chain 2 and make another puff stitch into the same space I just made this puff stitch. And this is going to form those kind of V's of puff stitches that you see throughout the harvest stitch. So there we have it, 2 puff stitches and our chain 2 in between. Now we're going to skip the next 2 foundation single crochet and make a regular double crochet into the next stitch and 1 more regular double crochet into the next stitch. And this is the pattern we're going to repeat across this row. So let's do that one more time together. Skip 2, puff stitch into the 3rd one. So remember, we're pulling up these loops a little higher than normal till we have 7 loops. Yarn over, pull through 6, yarn over, pull through 2. Chain 2, and make another puff stitch. Skip 2, double crochet in the next 2. Now that's just what you're going to repeat all the way across this first row. I just have one more repeat to do, so I will meet you back when I get to the end. Alright, and here is my row 1 all done. Now the nice thing about the harvest stitch is it just has a 1 row repeat. So the next row that we're going to do is going to be the row that you need to know to just keep going on and on in the harvest stitch. So to get started, just chain 3 again, turn, and we're going to double crochet into that next double crochet, so we have our 2 double crochets on the end. Now to continue in the harvest stitch, we're going to make our puff stitch, chain 2 puff stitch, but in the chain 2 of the previous puff stitch we just did. So insert your hook into this chain 2 space and make your puff stitch in here. Now chain 2, and now make another puff stitch into this space. And there we kind of get this nice, pretty harvesty look of the V's of the puff stitch just lined up against each other. Now we're going to go into the next 2 double crochet here. So make sure you don't go in this puff stitch. We're skipping the actual puff stitches themselves. We're just working in the chain space. And then we're going to go right in this next double crochet and make a double crochet. And right in the next double crochet. So again, as we continue, we're not working in the top of this puff stitch. We're going straight into the chain 2 space, making our puff stitch, chain 2. Let's do that puff stitch a little bit slowly again so you can see. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull it up a little higher, yarn over, insert, pull up, yarn over, insert, pull up. We have 7 loops, yarn over, pull through 6, yarn over, pull through 2. And there we have our second little set of puff stitch V's. Now we're going to double crochet into the next 2 double crochet. And then to finish off this row, we just have to do it one more time. Puff stitch into this chain 2 space, chain 2, and puff stitch. And to finish off, we're just going to, again, we're not going to work in this puff stitch, we're going to go straight into this double crochet right here, and then we're going to work in the chain 3 space. So there is our row 2. That's really all there is to making the harvest stitch. It looks complicated, but it's really not. From here, you will just repeat row 2 until you get it as big as you want. What we're doing is we're just making these rows of puff stitch V's and these rows of double crochet, and you can see here as it gets bigger what it starts to look like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this new revised version of the harvest stitch tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and come subscribe to my channel. I'd love for you to see the more stitch patterns and crochet patterns I have on my YouTube channel. There's a bunch on there. I would love to see you around the channel more. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!